Welcome to Expanding Brackets Level 5. One step in a level by level practice course. Pause the video now, try the problems on the screen, and I'll go through them with you shortly. At the end of the video, you can use the end screen to either practice more at this level or move up to the next one, and you can find topic by topic playlists on the channel homepage. In problem 1, we're expanding 4x minus y multiplied by 2x plus 5y. To start, we're going to multiply 4x by 2x, and this gives us 8x squared. Next, we're going to multiply 4x by 5y, and this gives us plus 20xy. Next, we're going to multiply minus y by 2x, and this gives us minus 2yx. And finally, we can multiply minus y by 5y, and this gives us minus 5y squared. Now we can simplify this further by collecting the like terms together, and we can see that in the middle we have a 20xy and a minus 2yx. And since the order of multiplication doesn't matter, these are actually like terms. So we have 8x squared, we have 20xy minus 2xy gives us plus 18xy, and that could also have been written as 18yx, and we have a minus 5y squared on the end. So our final answer to problem 1 is 8x squared plus 18xy minus 5y squared. In problem 2, we're expanding 2p plus 7 squared multiplied by p minus 3. Now to start, squaring a bracket means we're multiplying the bracket by itself. So we can rewrite this as 2p plus 7 multiplied by itself, so 2p plus 7 again in the next bracket, multiplied by p minus 3. Now we have the product of three brackets here, and a nice way to do this is to start by multiplying together the first two brackets, simplifying, and then multiplying that by the third bracket, and that's what we're going to do here. So starting with the first two brackets, we have 2p multiplied by 2p, which is 4p squared, 2p multiplied by 7, which is plus 14p, 7 multiplied by 2p, which is plus 14p, and 7 multiplied by 7, which is plus 49. Now we'll need to have this in a bracket, as it's still being multiplied by the third bracket, p minus 3, which is just on the end. We could expand again now, but what I'm going to do is first simplify the bracket, and we can do this by collecting together the plus 14p and the plus 14p. So we have 4p squared, 14p plus 14p is plus 28p, and we have a plus 49. This is still in a bracket, and we're still multiplying it by p minus 3. Now we can expand these two brackets. So we can start off by multiplying 4p squared by p, and this gives us 4p cubed. Next, we can multiply 4p squared by minus 3. 4 times minus 3 is minus 12, so 4p squared times minus 3 is minus 12p squared. Next, we can multiply 28p by p, which gives us plus 28p squared. We can now multiply 28p by minus 3, and this gives us minus 84p. Finishing off, we can multiply the 49 by p to give us plus 49p, and finally 49 multiplied by minus 3 gives us minus 147. We can now finish simplifying by collecting together any like terms that we have here. So we have 4p cubed, we can collect together minus 12p squared and plus 28p squared, which is the same as 28p squared minus 12p squared, and it gives us plus 16p squared. We have a minus 84p plus 49p, and this gives us minus 35p, and we have minus 147 on the end. So our final answer to problem 2 is 4p cubed plus 16p squared minus 35p minus 147. In problem 3, we're expanding 3n minus 4 multiplied by n plus 5 multiplied by 2n minus 1. To start, we're going to expand the first two brackets and keep those separate to the third bracket. So we have 3n multiplied by n, which gives us 3n squared. 3n multiplied by 5 gives us plus 15n. Minus 4 multiplied by n is minus 4n, and minus 4 multiplied by 5 is minus 20. Now we need to make sure that this goes in a bracket because we're still multiplying it by the third bracket, 2n minus 1. Before we do that multiplication, we first need to simplify the first bracket, and we can do this by collecting together the like terms. So we have 3n squared, the plus 15n and the minus 4n can be collected together, and this gives us plus 11n, and we have a minus 20, and that's still being multiplied by 2n minus 1. We can now expand these two brackets, and we can start off by multiplying 3n squared by 2n. Well, 3 times 2 is 6, and n squared times n is n cubed, so we get 6n cubed. We can now do 3n squared multiplied by minus 1, and that's minus 3n squared. Next, 11n multiplied by 2n, so 11 times 2 is 22, and n times n is n squared, so we have 22n squared. 11n multiplied by minus 1 next gives us minus 11n, and moving on to the minus 20, we have minus 20 times 2n, which is minus 40n, and finally minus 20 multiplied by minus 1 is plus, because we have two minuses multiplying together, and 20 times 1 is 20. To finish off this problem, we now need to collect together any like terms that we have left. So we have 6n cubed, we can collect together minus 3n squared and plus 22n squared by doing 22n squared minus 3n squared, and this gives us plus 19n squared. We can also collect together the minus 11n and the minus 40n, which gives us minus 51n, and we have a plus 20 on the end. So our final answer to problem 3 is 6n cubed plus 19n squared minus 51n plus 20. In problem 4, we're expanding 5t minus 2 cubed. Now when a bracket is being cubed, what this means is the bracket is being multiplied by itself and itself again. So we can rewrite this as 5t minus 2 multiplied by 5t minus 2 multiplied by 5t minus 2. And we can start by expanding the first two brackets. So we have 5t multiplied by 5t. Well, 5 times 5 is 25, and t times t is t squared, so we have 25t squared. 5t multiplied by minus 2 gives us minus 10t. Minus 2 multiplied by 5t is again minus 10t, and minus 2 multiplied by minus 2 gives us a positive 4, because two minuses multiply to make a positive. Now this needs to stay in a bracket with the 5t minus 2 after it, because they still need to be multiplied. Before we do the multiplication, again what we're going to do is simplify. So looking inside this first bracket, we have 25t squared, and we can collect together the minus 10t and the other minus 20 to make minus 20t. We have a plus 4 in the end, and 5t minus 2 in the next bracket. We can now expand these. So starting with 25t squared multiplied by 5t, well 25 times 5 is 125, and t squared times t is t cubed. Next, 25t squared multiplied by minus 2. This gives us minus 50t squared. Moving on to the minus 20t, we have minus 20t multiplied by 5. Well, minus 20 times 5 is minus 100, and t times t is t squared. Next, minus 20t multiplied by minus 2 gives us plus, because we're multiplying together two negatives, and 2 times 20t is 40t. Now moving on to the 4 at the end, we have 4 times 5t, which is plus 20t, and finally 4 multiplied by minus 2 gives us minus 8. To finish off, we can now collect together the like terms. So we have 125t cubed, we have a minus 50t squared minus 100t squared, which is minus 150t squared. 40t plus 20t gives us plus 60t, and we have a minus 8 on the end. So our final answer to problem 4 is 125t cubed minus 150t squared plus 60t minus 8.